be officially opened by the president today. A very good morning to you, Apollo. What is happening where you are?
Good morning, Indimuli. We are from Parliament buildings, and as you can see behind me, this is the talk of the town, Bunge Towers, which in a few minutes' time will be opened by President William Ruto, who is expected to arrive here in a few. Now, this has been a long journey, a journey of 14 years at a cost of 9.2 billion shillings to the taxpayer for this building to stand the way it's standing. There has been a lot of questions, a lot of curiosity on this building, and just to give you a picture of what we expect when the president arrives here, he will be taken through various rooms, starting from the ground floor. He will also be taken to committee rooms. He will be taken to the gym. He will be taken to various key offices which will accommodate members of parliament. Now, the first phase of members of parliament has already moved in, and I'm told by parliamentary staff here, the first batch came from Continental House. Some are also expected to come from Harambee Plaza, which is near here, others from KICC. They will be moving into the new building, which, according to the speaker, given this building has attracted a lot of questions, offers members of parliament the comfort and the luxury to operate. And also, just a stretch from the other side, there is a tunnel which will allow members of parliament to access the new Bunge Towers without any stress or any public commotion or harassment, to be able to execute their businesses. Now, this idea of this building started way back in 2009 when it was floated by former Speaker Kenneth Marende in order to accommodate the huge number of MPs that came with the 2010 Constitution. And therefore, work started in 2010, but not until 14 years later, given it was slated to complete in 2014, not until 14 years later when it's now ready for occupation. So it's a very huge day, not just for members of parliament, but also for the leadership of the House, which has faced a lot of questions. A lot of members, a section of them like Nandi Senator Samson Cherargei, has raised a lot of questions on the expenditure, saying they want to be shown the certificate of completion of this building. The speaker hitting back, calling him negative and saying those who are criticizing this contract risk facing the Powers and Privileges Committee. So it's been a long journey, and what we expect in the speeches today, of course we do expect a lot of defense from parliamentary leadership, and also it will be interesting to hear what the president will say about this new venture. Now, I have my colleague Liz Mutuku, who is on the other side, speaking to one member of parliament. I can see she's on standby, and I will be handing you over to her. Over to you, Liz.
Thank you so much, Apollo Kamau, from the other side of this building and parliamentary buildings. And of course, the way you've explained, the art of nation, Bunge Tower is expected to be officially opened by President William Ruto, but with a lot of questions from members of parliament on whether the building has met standards. At least I was privileged to be in some of the offices, and I don't know what they will have to say about this, because some of members which I've interacted with, they are so contented with the room, whereas others have questions regarding the home offices which they've been allocated compared to the offices they had previously. We've also had Nandi Senator Samson Cherargei insisting that this would not have happened at a time like today, but they would have tallied a bit to ensure that everything is in place, something which was hugely condemned by Speaker of National Assembly Moses Masika Wetangula, saying that this is ultra-modern building which will accommodate at least 329 members of parliament. And also this comes when there are questions on quality of the of the equipment which will be used in this building. But then I'll be speaking to Makali Molu, who was here since initiation of this project, and he will be telling us whether, according to him and every other member of parliament, they think it has met their standards. Thank you so much, Mwesh, for giving me an opportunity to speak to you this morning. I know you have a lot of it's a good day. Let me start from there. But I know there are questions regarding this. I would like to ask whether, according to you and every other member, your opinion, does it meet the standards or rather expectations?
Yeah, thank you very much. As you have said, today is a great day for members of parliament and the parliamentary staff, because this has been a long journey. Since the 10th parliament up to now, that's around from around 2010 to today, which is about 14 years, the issue of construction of this magnificent structure, the designs were done around 2010, around 2011, the works started. So we are talking about more than 10 years of implementation. And all said and done, it has been too long, and all of us have actually been complaining about the time it has taken. So that's why we are saying the day is a big day for us, and more so when you look at the structure and how long it has taken. Members have expressed some concerns about some of
inarudi kwangu ama naweza toka.
And I think during our the last week, when the speaker was communicating to the House,
Natoka.
he did indicate that it is not 100% complete. There are some areas which need to be completed. But he also said that it's important we occupy the structure so that from there then we can finalize whatever is remaining. And the way I look at it is that the issues of quality will be determined by, because we have been having engineers supervising the work. We have been having accountants who have been providing the resources. And I'm sure at the end of the day, the Auditor General, who is mandated to do an audit of the whole project, will be able to give a report to our Public Accounts Committee, which will look at the report. So I don't want to say, in terms of financial management, in terms of quality of work, I think we have authorities who can determine that. But members are saying, just from a layman's point of view, some feel like it doesn't meet the expectation. But what I would say is, for me, from where I sit, and having been here for the last now 11 years, when I joined Parliament, we have been promising 2 years you'll be occupying the structure. I've been here for the last 11 years, and I've still not occupied my office. So, because I'm not likely to come back again to Parliament after this 13th Parliament, whatever time I'll be able to sit in that structure, I'll just say hallelujah to God, because I've been looking to sit in for the last 10 years. I've not managed.
You've been allocated an office here.
Yeah, I've been allocated an office, but I've not occupied the office. Because some group occupied last week, others will be occupying around 1st July. But I've been allocated an office, and I intend to move in either next week or the other week. So I'm looking forward to getting to my office and see how it looks like. I've not seen it. So I will not be able to say there's a big office or a small office. But let me say this, from my experience, when I joined Parliament the first term, I was sitting in an office which is less than 10 by 10 with no window. It's only a door, no window. Then during my second term, I moved to a bigger office in 6th floor, where I share that office with my cleaner, with my PA, and with my secretary. So we sit in the same 4-ward room. So I understand now they have done an office where a member of Parliament could sit in one room, and the other member sits in the other room, and in the middle you have the secretariat. That is very important, because members of Parliament, we are like doctors. When you are attending to the people, you don't want everybody to listen to what you are discussing with your voters. So I think even though some are saying it might not be an expectation, some of us who have walked this long journey, we think it will be an improvement.
So according to you, is a progress to the right direction?
At least I will have an office where I can sit alone, and when you come to see me, we can have a chat without my PA and my secretary walking out of the office to allow them use space to talk to me. To me, that's better than what we have been going through.
Thank you so much, Mheshimiwa. We'll be hearing from you.
The other things like issues of audit, we expect that the Auditor General, the engineers will be able to do a good job to determine whether we got value for money. That I will not be there. I don't think I have what it takes to comment on that now.
Thank you so much for that. Of course, that has been Makalimulu, but also I would like to hear from a junior member of parliament from this space to tell me how they think of this, whether they've already occupied their office and whether they find it standard. Thank you so much, Mwesh, also for finding a minute to speak to us at TV47. I know many members have been allocated offices in the new tower. Have you gotten your space and how do you find it? We know there are members who have raised concerns regarding this and what they say, it has not met standards.
First of all, I must say that this has been a project that has been long forthcoming from the year 2008. It is a project that has 26 floors. It is a project that is going to accommodate about 331 members, which essentially means not all of us will be accommodated in this particular facility. It is also going to help in terms, it has about 26 meeting rooms, which means the committees will not now be going to hotels in the various parts of the city, and even sometimes not even getting that opportunity to be able to do the works that we are expected by the public to be able to do. Now, the offices here, to the best of my view, is fair. I will not say it's an overly exaggerated or very lashy, but I'll say it's a fair office, and I think it is very good because it's bringing most of us members of parliament into this particular building where we are all be able to, if I want to meet my own voters, they have a place where they can be able to find me. We have central registry, central security around this place. So to me, I think it is worth, yes, it's a good thing. I think it is good to the best of my understanding.
According to you, it has met your expectations as a member of parliament?
Yes. As I said, fairly. It has fairly met my expectations.
What do you mean by fairly, Mheshimiwa? It's either it has met your expectations or not.
Well, I think the spacing is not as what we expected sufficiently enough as it were in my case. You know, we also had, most of the members of parliament had offices also maybe in several other buildings around town, and those spaces were even more spacious than what we are finding here. So that's why I said fairly, we have an office that it may not meet the expectations, especially for individual members. But for the leadership, like the chairman of committees, have quite very, very spacious offices. So on the overview, we celebrate that this iconic building that is going to be open today. I think it's a milestone. It has taken so long, but in the first year of the Kenya Kwanza government, we have now been able to have this building open.
Thank you so much. I'll be hearing from many other members of parliament as we continue and as we wait for President to officially commission this building, but also the questions which have been asked by various members of parliament, we also be expecting to see whether the speaker and every other person, every other leader, especially PSC, will be commenting regarding this. Back to you in studio.
Yes, thank you so much, Michael Liz Mutuku, and also Apollo Kamau, who have been bringing us up to speed with what's happening at the Bunge Tower. This is an ultra-modern 26-story building next to Parliament buildings, which will now be occupied by the elected and other members of both the National Assembly and the Senate, and the President is expected to officiate at that official opening today. Time now for a break, but don't go too far. Morning Cafe continues with more discussion.